Hello, educators. Welcome to Strategy Sunday. I am Carla Boswell-Lewis, Director for Strategic Educational Consultancy Services, on a mission to empower you, educators. Over the past 2 weeks, we have been looking at standardized assessments. We have looked at the myths and the facts, how it is that you can align your content to meet the standards for standardized assessments. I've also shared with you the resources and the tools that you can use to help students to better grasp the content and be prepared for standardized assessments. And so this week, I will be sharing with you how it is that you can better prepare your students for standardized assessments. Educators, there is only one way. Yes, one way that you can prepare your students for standardized assessments. Educators, that way is what you need to understand so that you can help your students. And this is to know the structure and the language of standardized assessment, whether it is in your subject area or the exam that you're preparing your students for. You must know the structure and language. What do I mean by that? Knowing the structure and language will require you educators to have a catalog of past papers, a catalog that would have shown over the period of time, over a period of years, how it is that these exams are structured. What are the questions like? What is the tone? What are the terms that are utilized, such as outline, differentiate, state, these different terms that will help compare and contrast, that will help the students to understand what they need to know. How do you get this going, educators? You get this going by preparing the students and exposing them to the structure and the terms that are utilized in the standardized assessment. How do you expose them to it? If you give them a quiz, if you give them a class activity, you have to make deliberate attempts, educators, to get the students practicing. You can get them practicing by asking them to download it to their drives, download it to their thumb drives, download it to their emails. You can email it to the students. If it is that you have papers that the students may not have access to, scan or photocopy and help them. Give it to them as an assignment, homework, extra class, whatever it is that you need to do. You have to do that, educators, because at the end of the day, you should be helping your students to do better at standardized assessments. Also, educators, it doesn't begin overnight that you're preparing the students for standardized assessment and that you're exposing them to the structure and the language. For some subjects, especially maybe biology and physics, that doesn't happen at grade 10. It doesn't happen at grade 11. It happens from grade 9. That provisions are made in the curriculum at your school to help students to be exposed to the different areas so that you can bit by bit introduce them to the groundwork, so that when you get them at grade 10 or grade 11 or what, they are exposed to and they have a basic knowledge of what they need to know as you progress through the syllabus. Educators, at all times, you have to take your students to a higher level. You have to demonstrate to your students that you are confident in what you're doing, in giving them the content, in teaching them, in utilizing a variety of strategies, in allowing them to access these this catalog that you may have, or wherever they can get the scanned or the photocopied versions, so that they're able to do their best. Educators, you are in charge of the classroom, and so you're aligning your students for success. And the best way to align them is for you to be prepared and knowledgeable so that you can bring across that level of confidence to your students. And so, educators, as you go out this week, remember the best way, yes, the best way to prepare your students for standardized assessment is to know the language and structure of the exam and expose your students to it. If this video was beneficial to you, or if you liked what you heard, go ahead and like the video. If you feel that there is a friend or educator who could use this type of information, go ahead and share the video. And if you want to get more videos with this kind of information, And if you have not yet subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Continue to share your thoughts in the comment section. They're appreciated. Your direct messages, your call, your WhatsApp, they are read and you would have seen me commenting to them. Educators, remember that you are doing your best for your nation and for the students that you are teaching. Strategic Educational Consultancy Services, on a mission to empower you, educators.